Good afternoon. We shall begin with today's aspect under P block elements. That is, we are going to study today the oxo acids of nitrogen, then the hydrides of nitrogen also. While studying this topic, our topic is restricted only to group number 13, 14, and 15. The first members of these groups are the carbon, then next member is a phosphorus and the nitrogen. So in this regard, we have studied the representative elements, that is group number 13 is a boron. From this boron group, we have studied diborane, that is an electron deficient compound, that is B2H6, 3 center 2 electron bonds, or which are also known as a 3C2E bonds, as it is a electron deficient. Under group number 13, after boron group, we have studied the diborane, after which we have studied the borazine, which is also known as a borazole or inorganic benzene, B3N3H6. Then we have arrived at group number 14. The representative element is a carbon, and from this carbon, we have studied the allotropic forms of carbon, that is named as the diamond, graphite, then graphene, fullerene, and nanotubes. These are the 5 different types of carbon. Then we have arrived at the phosphorus, wherein we have studied this phosphorus is from group number 15, where the representative element is the nitrogen. Before nitrogen, we have studied the allotropic forms of phosphorus last time. That is, in this regard, we have studied 5 different types of phosphorus, that is the white phosphorus, red phosphorus, black phosphorus, scarlet phosphorus, and violet phosphorus. So these are the 5 different allotropic forms of carbon. With regard to their structure and the properties, we have studied all these compounds under group number 15. So under the same group, again, we have to study the nitrogen, which are also known as, this family is known as the nicogens. As family, it is known as the nicogens. That means the compounds of nitrogen and all other compounds which are under group number 15 are known as the nicogens. Now, nitrogen having atom number 7, its electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s2, and 2p3. Almost 5 electrons are there in the valence shell of nitrogen, as we know. Now, nitrogen can form in all 5 different oxo acids with nitrogen. In addition to this, nitrogen also forms certain hydrides, which are known as, first hydride is known as the ammonia, which is also known as the azane, and second is known as the hydrazine. So all this part that we are going to cover today, and after the completion of this, I am going to switch over to the new topic that is known as a chelation, which is also equally important from the examination point of view. Now, as we know that nitrogen forms major 5 oxo acids. Oxo acids means nitrogen along with the oxygen are all known as the oxo acids of nitrogen. Nitrogen can form its acid that is known as hyponitrous acid, having the formula as H2N2O2, that is known as a hyponitrous acid. Another oxo acid of nitrogen is a H2N2O3, that is known as a hyponitric acid. In between the formula of these 2 oxo acids, only difference of only 1 oxygen is there. Hyponitrous acid means H2N2O2. I'm going to show you the structures for all the oxo acids. Then hyponitric acid is H2N2O3. In previous case, it was H2N2O2, and in this case, it is H2N2O3, hyponitric acid. Then nitrous acid, HNO2, and nitric acid. As we know, we are using this acid in laboratory, that is known as a HNO3. And one more acid, oxo acid is there, that is known as a per nitric acid that is known as HNO4. So HNO2, HNO3 and HNO4. HNO2 is a nitrous acid, HNO3 is a nitric acid, and HNO4 is a per nitric acid. But our study is restricted only to the study of the nitrous acid, that is HNO2, and a nitric acid, that is HNO3. So I'm not going into details of all other these oxo acids of nitrogen. Now, first acid that is known as the nitrous acid having the formula as HNO2. We are going to study the two oxo acids, that is nitrous acid and nitric acid, with regard to their method of preparation and the properties and the safety hazards, whether it is a hazardous to mankind or not. So with these three parameters, we are going to study these oxo acids of nitrogen. So I would like to request you to take a note of these oxo acids whenever you require, because I am telling you since from the beginning of the syllabus that whatever points that you like to be noted as important, that those points you are requested to note. So the oxo acids of nitrogen. First acid just now I have mentioned is a H2N2O2, which is known as the hyponitrous acid. Second is a H2N2O3. It is known as a hyponitric acid. Difference of only one oxygen atom is there. The third is known as the nitrous acid, which is having the formula as HNO2, which is known as a nitrous acid. Fourth is known as HNO3. Naturally, it is a nitric acid. If one oxygen is greater, the name is ending with RIC, and if oxygen is less, the name ends with ROUS. So HNO2 hyponitrous, HNO3 hyponitric, HNO2 nitrous, OUS. One oxygen is less and one oxygen is more, nitric. And fifth is a per nitric acid, that is having the formula as HNO4. This is known as a per nitric acid. Now, just now I have mentioned that our study is restricted only to nitrous and nitric acid. So I'm not going into details of all the remaining oxo acids. So first is a nitrous acid. How can be nitrous acid can be prepared? The preparation of which it can be prepared by simple method, that is using NaNO2, that is known as a sodium nitrite with hydrochloric acid. So by acidifying sodium nitrite with hydrochloric acid, suppose if we remove this Na plus Cl, the remaining part is HNO2 plus NaCl. So our required product is nitrous acid. So this is how we can prepare this nitrous acid. Now, what are the properties of this nitrous acid? Now, this nitrous acid is a weak monobasic acid. This word is very important. It is a weak monobasic acid. What is the meaning of this? Say for example, this is the nitrous acid. On ionization, it can furnish H plus NO2 minus. As it can furnish only or liberates only one H plus ion, and hence the word is used as a monobasic acid. That means nitrous acid can liberate only one H plus ions on ionization, hence it is known as a mono. Mono means only one. So it is a weak monobasic acid. Secondly, this nitrous acid is extremely unstable. This nitrous acid is extremely unstable molecule and it dissolves readily. For example, twice HNO2, it gives nitrogen dioxide, then nitric oxide and water is formed. So as it is very unstable, it starts to decompose very easily in air, producing nitrogen dioxide, nitric oxide and water. Now, what is another property? That is the uses of this nitrous acid is that it is having several uses in different industries. That is, those industries which are related with the dyeing industries, that is, it is used in the preparation of diazonium salts. Perhaps you might have studied the foreign dyestuff test for during your organic chemistry practical. So the diazonium salt that is produced, and it is used in this production of diazonium salts. Also, it is used in the preparation of azo dyes. That means orange colored solution that is obtained, which is known as azo dye. So various industries uses this nitrous acid. Now, what is the structure for this nitrous acid? Nitrous acid, as we know, it is having the formulas HNO2. So one hydrogen atom is there. Then this is oxygen, this is nitrogen, and oxygen, as it is a divalent, so it should satisfy its valency of 2. Now here this is HNO2. Now here, if we see the bond characteristics, the distance between this hydrogen and oxygen, this is 95 picometers. While this bond angle, that is hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, this bond angle is 102.1 degrees. Now, the oxygen nitrogen bond length, this bond length is 143.3 picometers. In addition to this oxygen nitrogen oxygen, this bond angle is 110.7 degrees. While the double bond length, as we know, double bond length is always smaller, so it is 118. So here nitrogen oxygen single bond is there, larger bond length is there. Here again oxygen nitrogen bond length is very small, so that is a 118 picometers. So these are the bond characteristics of this HNO2. Now, what are the safety hazards? Those are to be followed. Now, nitrous acid is a powerful oxidizing agent and it explodes very easily. It explodes very easily when it comes in contact with phosphorus trichloride, and a very explosion, big explosion that takes place as good as it is a bomb. Now, it is not severely toxic, but it affects our respiratory system, because when the vapors are inhaled by human being, it also causes certain health hazards when the vapors are inhaled. It also causes some irritation of eyes, because when the vapors enter our naked eyes, then some tears may come enormously and the eyes become very reddish in appearance, and hence its contact and its inhalation as well as the vapor should be avoided. So this is all about this nitrous acid. Also, this is very dangerous for those patients which are suffering from asthma. So those patients which are asthmatic, those are severely attacked by this nitrous acid. So this is about the nitrous acid. Now, the second oxo acid is known as the nitric acid. It is known as a nitric acid. As we know, it is the formula HNO3. As usual, the first is how to synthesize this nitric acid. So nitric acid can be synthesized by using the sodium nitrate. This is sodium nitrite. NaNO2 is a sodium nitrite, but this is a sodium nitrate. When it is treated with concentrated sulfuric acid, it gives the required product as HNO3, that is a nitric acid, and sodium hydrogen sulfate is formed, that is NaHSO4 is formed. So by the reaction between sodium nitrite and when it is acidified with concentrated sulfuric acid, it can form our required product as nitric acid. Now, What are the properties of these nitric acid? Similar to that of the properties that we have studied for nitrous acid, there are some properties associated with the nitric acid. Nitric acid, as we know, it is a liquid. We have seen in laboratory, it is a liquid with a pungent smell. The inhalation should be avoided. It is having pungent and moreover, it is having suffocating odor. Also, there are different concentrations of these nitric acid are available. Nitric acid can form two solids with water. That means it can form the hydrates. For example, HNO3 H2O and HNO3 thrice H2O, that is nitric acid monohydrate and nitric acid trihydrate, because it contains 3 water molecules. So it can form the hydrates with water, that is HNO3 H2O and HNO3 thrice H2O. Now, what are the uses of nitric acid? As we know, we are using this nitric acid in laboratory as a chemical, as a reagent. Besides its use as a reagent or chemical, it is used widely in the production of fertilizers. Various fertilizers which are available in market. For example, the ammonium nitrate. Nowadays, this is banned because this ammonium nitrate is used in detonators and the misuse is taking place all over the world. So one cannot get this ammonium nitrate, but the starting precursor is a nitric acid. It is also used in the preparation of nylon, that is nylon fibers. Perhaps you might have heard the clothes which are made up of the nylon fiber are made up of with this nitric acid as a starting material. It is also excellent nitrating agent. It is also act as a nitrating agent with acid. It is also used as a oxidizing agent in liquid fueled rockets. The rockets which are sent in above the earth crust, where the oxidizer is used, and this oxidizer, because nitric acid is a oxygen rich acid, and hence it is used as an oxidizer, which is used as a liquid fuel rockets, so as to launch the rocket in the atmosphere. Now, what are the health hazards of this nitric acid? Nitric acid is extremely corrosive in nature. That means it can corrode whatever material that comes in contact. Also, it causes the skin burns. Perhaps you might have seen that if by some accident, if a drop of nitric acid uh, that is in contact with your fingers, normally your fingers that turns to be yellow, that indicates the skin burn. Also, the pungent fumes are very much irritating and damaging to eyes, so eye contact should be avoided, and the throats, when it is inhaled, the throat gets swollen. So these are the health hazards. Now, similar to this nitrous acid, we have to show the structure for this nitric acid. Only one oxygen atom that we have to add here. How can we add this oxygen atom? That is to be added like this. This is H, as usual O. This is N, O. This is HNO3. So this is a structure of HNO3. Similar type of bond characteristics are observed in case of this nitric acid. So it structures closely resembles with that of nitrous acid. That means here this hydrogen, oxygen, hydrogen, this bond angle is 102 degrees. In previous case, it is 102 degrees 0.1. So very lesser than this. Secondly, this hydrogen oxygen bond length is a 96 picometers. In previous case, it was 95 picometers. Now, this oxygen nitrogen bond length is was 143.3, but here this bond length is 141 picometers. The oxygen nitrogen oxygen, this bond angle here it is going to be 116 degrees, and here this bond angle was 110 degrees, 0.7. Now, in this case, this oxygen, nitrogen, and this oxygen, this bond angle is found to be 114 degrees, which is lesser than the previous case, that is 110, here 114, little bit excess. And this oxygen, nitrogen, oxygen, this bond angle is found to be 130 degrees. So this is how one can show the structure for this HNO2. So here HNO3, only one oxygen that we have added, and bond characteristics are somewhat differ with the very small value from nitrous acid to nitric acid. Now, this is all about the oxo acids of nitrogen, wherein we have studied the two oxo acids, that is HNO2 nitrous acid and HNO3 nitric acid. Now, the second part that we are going to study, the hydrazine, that is the hydrides of nitrogen. This is known as the hydrides of nitrogen, are known as the hydrazines. Now here in this case, the first that we are going to study is ammonia. Ammonia means we know the composition is NH3. It is also known as the azane, or it is also known as nitrogen, known as a nitrogen trihydride. This is nitrogen trihydride or azane, both meaning the same. Its molecular weight is 17.1. How it is? Because we know nitrogen having atom number 7, atomic weight 14. So 14 plus 3 is a 17. So it is having molecular weight 17.3. And how can this can be prepared? The preparation of this is very simple. That is, when one part of nitrogen intimately mixed with 3 parts of hydrogen, then they can form the required product as twice NH3. That means 1:3 proportion is taken. The pressure applied in this case is at 200 atmospheres, temperature of about 500 to 550 degrees centigrade, and the catalyst used is a ferric oxide Fe2O3 with few traces of molybdenum, which avoids the poisoning of this ferric oxide as a catalyst. And if we maintain all these reaction conditions, then this ammonia can be synthesized. Now, what are the properties of this ammonia? As we know, we have seen in laboratory that this ammonia is a colorless liquid. It is having a very sharp odor, sharp penetrating odor. That means if we inhale the vapors of ammonia, then the vapors, they can irritate our eyes and nose. Then another property is that it can be liquefied and it can be stored at very low temperature and high pressure. Secondly, ammonia is a weak base. Ammonia is a weak base and it combines with various acids so as to form ammonium salt. So ammonia, when it is combined with SO4, it can form the ammonium salts, which can also be used as a fertilizer. So besides its use as a chemical, it can be used as a starting material for the preparation of a fertilizer, that is ammonium sulfate, which contains about 21.5% of nitrogen. Now, ammonia readily dissolves in water. How we can dissolve? Just take few ml of ammonia. When it is added to water, we can obtain this ammonium hydroxide, that is NH4OH. So ammonium hydroxide can be obtained. Now, what are the uses? Just now I have told you that it can be used as a starting material or a precursor for the manufacture of ammonium sulfate as a fertilizer. So it is used as a precursor, that is a starting material for various important nitrogen compounds such as urea or ammonium sulfate, amino acids, phenols, acrylonitrile, and hydrocyanic acid, soda ash. All these can be manufactured by using this ammonia, and many other chemicals that can also be synthesized by using this ammonia. It is also used for the production of fertilizers such as ammonium sulfate. It can also be used so as to synthesize certain polymers also. So polymer industries utilizes this ammonia. Certain fiber manufacturing industries, those also use this ammonia also. For example, the nylon, just now I have mentioned, or another fiber that is known as a rayon fibers. So they can use this ammonia as a starting material, or the explosives which are used in army, which is known as a TNT, trinitrotoluene, that is obtained out of this ammonia. So it can be also used as a cleaning agent. Can also be used as a cleaning agent or cleansing agent. Perhaps the girls might be knowing that when the girls visit the beauty parlor, normally in beauty parlors, they are using this ammonia as a bleaching agent so as to color the hair and to give some better look for the face. So a very low concentration of ammonia that is used so as to bleach the faces in beauty parlors. So it is used as a bleaching agent. So while working in laboratory with this ammonia, you should not touch your head having the ammonia, some ammonia which is having with your fingers. Otherwise, it will be bleaching your hair. Now, what are the health hazards? Just now I have seen it is having a sharp and penetrating odor. So because of this, it can severely damage our eyes, the nose, also the respiratory tract is also severely damaged because of the odors. Or sometimes it also affects the other parts of a human being when it is inhaled by some means at high concentrations. When the vapors are exposed to this ammonia, then it can cause permanent damage to lung, and that leads to death. Now, what is the structure for this ammonia? The structure is very simple to understand. How the structure? As we know, nitrogen having atom number 7, electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, and 2p3. As we know, nitrogen is having 5 valential electrons. So to show this in the form of a box diagram, this is 2s2 and this is a 2p3. This is how 1 2s and 3 2p orbital they undergo sp3 hybridization. So in case of ammonia, this nitrogen, that is central place nitrogen, that undergoes sp3 hybridization. That means this orbital px, py, and pz, they can form 3 bonds with hydrogen. How? Just see here. This is nitrogen. 1 electron from nitrogen, 1 electron from hydrogen. Second orbital, 2p orbital, 1 electron from nitrogen, 1s electron from hydrogen. They can form second bond. Now 1 electron from nitrogen and 1s electron from hydrogen, they can form these 3 bonds. So 3 bonds are formed with hydrogen. What is about the remaining 2 electrons or pair of electrons? So This is a pair of electrons that can be shown as like this. This pair of electron, what we call as a lone pair of electron. Now, as we know, whenever there is a sp3 hybridization, the perfect bond angle should be 109 degrees and 28 minutes. But here, due to presence of a lone pair, that is 2s electrons, which are unused or unshared pairs of electron, this pair of electron pushes this particular bond little bit inside, and at the same time, this lone pair of electron pushes this nitrogen-hydrogen bond little bit inside, and because the lone pair bond pair repulsion is greater than the bond pair repulsion. That means these are known as a bond pairs, because here the pair of electrons which are responsible to form the bonds and hence are known as a bond pairs. So this repulsion is very, very small, but this repulsion, that is repulsion between the lone pair and the bond pair, is greater. On account of this, this lone pair pushes this nitrogen NH bond little bit inside. Simultaneously, the same lone pair pushes this NH bond little bit inside, and hence because of this pushing of this bond, there is a deviation from the perfect bond angle 109 degrees 28 minutes to 106 degrees and 27 minutes. So this deviation is on account of the repulsion between lone pair and bond pair is greater than that between bond pair and bond pair. And perhaps you might be remember that at VSC1 level, you have studied this theory, that is a VS-EPR theory, valence electron pair repulsion theory. And this theory tells us that the number of lone pairs and bond pairs which are present in the valence shell of the central plus atom, they can distort the geometry or they can disturb the bond characteristics, and because of presence of this lone pair of electron on nitrogen, that distorts the normal tetrahedral bond angle to 106 degrees and 27 minutes. So this is how we have seen the hydrides of nitrogen. So only 1 minute has left. So we are going to rejoin once again after 5 minutes. So after 2 minutes, so we can join again after 2 minutes.